Oh, wow, I'm live right now. Are we live? I'm 18 now, and I got a gift. And there's my intro. It's my new baby. I love it. I love it better than kids. It's beautiful, isn't it? I can put gorgeous port in there, which would taste like shit at first, but then taste beautiful in 12 years. Am I going to do that? Definitely.
Oh, we're live.
No shit.
It's a test. It says stuff it test.
Oh, for God's sake. Oh. Hello.
So it says stuff it test.
Hello. How are you? Are we going to try this again, or are we going to go for it? This is not a stuff it test. No. Hello, welcome to Shit I Need to Know. I'm Matt Cook, and today we're going to be learning about how not to be a fat fuck when you move out. Basically, what we're going to be learning is when you move out, when we move out, we need to when we move out, we need to be very healthy. This is putting in more political correctness
Thank
terms.
you.
When we move out, we need to be more healthy, and we need to not eat junk. So, join me with my mum, Robyn Cook, who was horrified at what I just said. Hello.
Horrified. Hello.
I like opening up on horrifying things.
I know, but,
Maybe
that's
not
a
the
big
best.
word to be using on the, our live stream.
I've used it before on a video which is coming up.
I'm sitting here with
That's
you.
true.
I'm your mother.
That's true. Maybe we won't. Maybe I
Just
might,
ignore that. Can you just ignore that bit?
Maybe I might edit that bit out and then we'll share it to all of the other
we'll see.
places. Hello, how are you?
Fabulous. How are you?
That's very good. I'm very good. And we're doing a stuffed test.
Yeah, well, it's not stuff it. It's
No,
we've
we'll
stuffed
rename
it. But yeah,
Doesn't matter.
anyway.
I've
doesn't
stuffed it,
matter.
apparently.
Okay, let's just keep going. They're not
Okay.
going to want to listen to this.
No, they're not. What we're going to be talking about is what food do we eat when we get older or when we move out?
Yeah, no, when you move out, that's exactly right. Because perhaps most of your life you have been fed. Unless, of course, you did the Stephanie Alexander Kitchen Garden program at your school, in which case you will have learnt how to cook. Maybe you did food tech at high school, which will have helped you cook as well.
Only in the early years.
What sort of things can you cook?
I can cook bolognese, I can cook shepherd's pie, lasagna, sausages, curries, all manner of things. Chicken, honey soy chicken, all that.
So what do you want to know then?
Oh, well then, I guess what I want to know, what should we be eating when we move out?
All right, well, obviously you're going to be on a budget. You can't afford to be lavishing out on prawns and lobster or, that kind of stuff, or eye fillet steak, those sorts of dishes. And if you are cooking for a group, if you're in a share house and you're cooking for a group, then dal is a really good dish to make. So you're wanting to use things that use a lot of veggies, and dal is fantastic for that. Roast vegetable salads are another terrific thing to be cooking. Anything with mince. What are your favourite mince dishes?
I'd say mainly...
That's if you're a meat eater, of course.
Of course, yes. Well,
You are.
There are only meat eaters. No, I'm joking. Anyway, meat that I like to eat in mince, cooking-wise,
Yeah.
bolognese, spag bowl. You can have mince. Oh, no,
Yeah. So you can have the mince with
anything.
pasta. Yeah.
So bolognese, shepherd's pies, and then meatballs, casseroles, all the...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and lasagna.
Yeah, lasagna, yeah. Now, speaking of lasagna, and we're just going to skip ahead a little bit because we weren't going to talk about the heat and eat until a bit later.
Oh, yes, but we can talk about heat and eat now.
Making up, and it depends on whether you have your late night on a Friday night or a Saturday night. But what I really recommend is that either on the Saturday or the Sunday, you spend a number of hours cooking up a bunch of food, and lasagna is perfect for that, because I think that going and buying pre-made food at the supermarket and sticking it in the freezer is fine as an emergency, but you can make it yourself and have it in there for takeaway night, like we do.
So if you're just bored and don't feel like cooking, you can just have what you cooked on Sunday.
Or you've been working really hard all day and you come home and you're tired.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Yeah,
I like that.
Rather than bored.
All right, well, I guess let's go through different categories of foods that we can, which are healthy but also tasty.
Yep. Oh, okay. I thought you were going to lead the way there. Okay, so vegetables. What are we having tonight? Do you know what we're having for dinner tonight?
We're having roast veggies and then leftover pork.
Yeah, okay. So we cooked a roast. It was my birthday a couple of days ago.
It was, happy birthday.
And we had a roast pork because I rather like a rolled roast pork. And so there's plenty of leftovers, and that's really what you want to do, is have plenty of leftovers. So tonight we've got some roast eggplant, some brown lentils, and some sweet potato.
Yes.
And a basil pesto that I've made with my mortar and pestle, because I don't have a Thermomix.
Yes.
From basil from the garden.
Yeah, and I really like the basil.
And zucchini spiralized zucchini, yes. For the pesto.
Yeah, no, I really like it, and I'm looking forward to it. So if you've moved out, how do you get away from that rebellious nature? Because most people when they move out, they're just going to be like, oh, I'm just going to gorge on all this shit. Yeah. How do you get away from that?
Yeah, well, it takes a bit of time. So when I first moved out of home, in fact, I didn't leave home. Everyone else moved out and left me there. And my very dear friends, Desley and Kathy, moved in. And we were 19. And it was a wild old time, let me tell you that story or those stories over dinner. But we just ate Jaffles pretty much the whole time. Including a really yummy ice cream jaffle with Milo. That was a really
This is your toasty story?
Yeah, this is the toasted sandwich. Yeah, Jaffles. So I think that you're just going to eat shit for a while. I think you're just going to do it, and I think it's okay. And one of the reasons why I really love the Kitchen Garden program or any of the other programs that help kids learn how to cook is because you'll come back to that. At least you'll know that and you'll come back to it.
I know I definitely do love cooking all these things in the books, and we were looking at one of the ones beforehand, which is one of my favorites, which is really gorgeous. And yeah, so this is the potato, ginger and coriander
semolina doses.
That's the one, and that is beautiful. I remember we've had that recently, and it is so gorgeous. Here's the recipe for anyone who wants to have a look at it, and purchase this book if you want to look at the full recipes. Yeah. It's all vegetarian?
No.
Oh, no, it's not. Okay.
There's a bit of meat in there, I think, or fish.
Okay. Yeah, cool. Yeah. No, that's good.
But those doses, those potato doses, that you had that at Chevelham School. And Tanya was the kitchen teacher at the time. And you came home and, Mum, we had the best cooking session today with Tanya, and we made these potato things and they were delicious. And so, of course, I had to hunt down the recipe, and which I had, of course, so that we could keep making them. And they are delicious, aren't they?
They are really gorgeous.
Super cheap. Potatoes and semolina and some spices.
Yeah,
essentially.
Amazing. And also, let's segue. Yes. So once you have gorged on all of your foods,
shit food,
you might be putting on a little bit.
Yeah, a bit of weight.
And so you need to lose all of that weight.
You do.
So what do we do in that case?
Okay. So this is looking a little bit like a book show.
We are doing a book show right now because I think we've run out of things to say.
No, we've never run out of things to say.
I don't think we do. It just waffles.
Yeah, that's right. So we don't want to do that. So I'm a real fan of Dr. Michael Mosley, like a real fan of his work, and I love watching his shows and I love being absorbed into what he talks about and the fact that he experiments on himself, which, I find amazing. So recently Matt came home and he said, Mum, I think that I'm getting a little bit fat.
106 kilos.
Yeah. And so there's going to be a little video coming at some point in the future around this change of eating
About my weight
habits.
loss.
Yeah, weight loss.
That's why my previous comment was warranted.
Yes, that's right.
Let's go
However,
on.
anyway, so Matt comes home, and it's tricky, isn't it? If you're out there and you know that either for yourself you're putting on weight, I comfort eat. And I, because, you know, if I'm stressed, then I'll just eat stuff that I shouldn't really eat. And I know that you just eat
basically
through.
did the same.
Yeah, but you eat through boredom.
Yeah, true.
Okay.
Yeah, when you're not doing anything, you eat through stuff. But in the last few days, I actually haven't really felt like eating. Like, I'm just not
Yeah,
hungry.
so we are doing this.
The Fast 800 recipe book, which basically means, and you will see this later on in my video, it's 800 calories a day. Based on the average male intake of calories, what is it around?
Well, I think it's about 2,000.
Yeah,
or
something
like
crazy like
Anyway,
that. So
it's just
dropping
for
down
a
to this-
short amount of time. It's not like this is the rest of your life. It's just for a short amount of time, just to drop that weight. Because John is not necessarily on this Fast 800.
Nor is he happy with it.
Just Matt and I are. So he's struggling a little bit. But the idea is that we're doing the intermittent fasting.
Yes. We haven't had a
And-
fast day yet, but that's all right.
No, not a whole fast day. You're going to do that tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah. But so we don't eat until about midday,
Yes.
and then start eating at midday, and then we finish eating at 8.
Which is also helpful for John because he likes to cook in the morning.
He
Breakfast
really
sometimes.
likes to make breakfast, and we're no longer having
No, we're not having breakfast
breakfast
anymore.
at that time of
It's
the
only
day.
at 12, which is pretty good.
Yeah. I think it's a terrific thing. So, you know, if you are with your offspring and they are eating, what's really hard is to say anything about that, isn't it?
Yeah, and I can imagine that it is a very hard thing to, you know, be like, hey, you may be putting on a little bit
Yeah,
of
'cause
weight and you're going to be huge.
I think I actually did say it
Oh,
to
yeah, you
though.
said you're not going to be able to walk around soon.
Yeah, because I have no shame.
No. And nor should you either.
Well, you know, it's tricky, isn't it? That
Yeah, it
whole
is.
body image thing is it's a very delicate thing.
I think the trickiest stage is finding out the reasons why people have become
Why?
fat.
Yeah, but why have I? So you
Yeah,
can only
or
talk
why
about
have you?
yourself. Why have I become overweight?
Yeah, why have you?
comfort eat.
And how to improve it.
Yeah. Now, if you're moving out of home, or if you've got your it went black for a second. That's all right. We're here again.
Okay.
If your offspring is moving out of home, then
I'm really
I reckon the Jamie Oliver books. I used to think he was a bit of a prat, really.
Kind of is.
Until I discovered our friend Joel using one of his recipe
yeah,
books.
yes.
And the food was sensational. So I really like this one because it's a bit of a, you know, it's a good blokey kind of thing.
It is. It's really like getting down to those basic 5 ingredients that you like. That actually looks
Cajun
really
sweet
gorgeous.
potatoes,
We
that
haven't
does look
actually tried that yet.
I think we should try that.
Also, I prefer Gordon Ramsay. Anyway, we're just going to. I like that recipe, and we should definitely try that out.
Let's go back to our notes. Now,
Should. That's
some
a good
tips.
idea.
We were talking earlier around vegetable buying. So you could go to one of the larger supermarkets and you can buy, you know, a whole bunch of stuff. The trick is that you don't know how long it's already been on the shelf. It might be in the fresh food section, but you really don't know. So it could just, yeah, she's being very inelegant. It could be that you get it home, you've paid all this money, and you get it home and it only lasts a couple of days, which is such a waste. But if you go to the farmer's market, I really recommend going to the farmer's market because, you know, if you're buying it from the farmer, then it's fresh and you store it well, then it will last for ages. I like to store fresh herbs wrapped in a damp tea towel and popped in the fridge.
I think that's the best way. Can't
Sorry.
get over Lucy.
Lucy was just trying to lick her bottom and
Right in front of camera.
we were stressing
She's
about
trying to show all of you her bathroom processes.
Yeah, that's right.
What about utensils? So this is half of this is all of the stuff which I will be moving out with.
Yeah.
So this here is very good for cooking dal.
Yeah. Pressure cooker. I really like the pressure cooker.
So
you
would
can
this
do
be
a
a
lot of things.
good investment?
Yep, I think if you're going to buy something, a pressure cooker is a good thing to buy. This knife, a decent knife goes a long way. So we've got a little tradition in our family where we give knives for 18th birthdays. Mm-hmm. We're not superstitious about that.
No.
Because they're really, you can do a lot with a really good knife. You can cook beautifully.
It'll last you forever as well. If it's a good knife, it'll last you for a long time.
And speaking of things that last forever, John and I have been happily unmarried for 39 years this year, 39 years.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. And when in our first year together or our second year together, we bought a set of saucepans. Sorry.
Okay, we won't worry about this. Anyway, basically, I can continue on this story. They basically bought a ridiculous amount of money worth of saucepans, and people thought they were crazy. Is that the story which you're about to tell?
Sorry about that. Bloody cats.
Don't
have it on the set. Anyway, so we bought this set of saucepans, and we really did pay a fortune for them. And it was a shopping centre sale. You bump into someone comes up to you and says, you really need to buy a set of saucepans.
Oh, boy, do I.
We were this young, gorgeous couple, clearly early days in love, all of that kind of stuff, and they targeted us. This couple needs a set of saucepans. So I don't know how much money we paid. It was a lot of money at the time.
You did. Because we still have them.
We have the same saucepans.
Like 35 years later.
Yeah. $2,000. John reckons we paid $2,000. And that would have been in about 1983.
It's like 4,000 now. Or like a lot.
So the point is, and I'm sorry, I'm waffling and you're losing interest, but the point is that buy quality items, because it's false economy to buy something that's cheap if it means that you're just going to throw it away. So don't do that. Save up, buy something good, you'll hang on to it. We've had these saucepans for 37 years.
Yeah.
We've repaired handles, put new things on lids. It's really good value.
It's probably better than lots of saucepans that you can buy today.
Yeah, well, they're stainless steel.
Yeah.
So a good knife, good saucepans, and cutting boards. Buy something and do the non-slip thing underneath. What else do we have?
We have... there's walkie-talkies up there.
A fry pan. Get a decent fry pan. We bought this for Matt a few years ago. Have a lid too. You need a lid. Put a lid on things. Anyway, we bought some cast iron stuff from the market, and that's been fantastic too.
Yes, and also buy a rice cooker, because don't cook rice. It's just so much easier to buy a rice cooker.
It is easy to cook rice with a rice cooker.
Yes, and they're pretty cheap. Yeah. Well, you can get a pretty good one for black.
For time.
You can get a pretty good one for a few. We should probably end this.
Yeah, I think we should, because we could cook.
We could cook.
We could talk for the rest of the night. Is there anything else? Fried rice is a good thing. Make fried rice.
I guess. Okay. Well, I think let's leave on a few good tips. A few good things.
Fried rice.
So, yes, fried rice. Do your big meals.
Yeah.
Make huge meals on a Sunday. Or whatever day you want, and then have them ready for the rest of the week. Yeah. So you could do like 2 sets of meals, and then every alternating day you do that between yourselves. And that could be easy, like mince. You can make it into a lasagna. You can make it into a bolognese, shepherd's pie, whatever you want.
Roasted vegetables as a salad is spectacular.
They are fantastic.
With beautiful cheese, a little bit of...
And some dressing, which is gorgeous.
Yeah, a vinaigrette.
Oh, yes, vinaigrette. And also get good, decent quality products.
Yeah, the oil.
It's pretty
important
good.
That you buy decent oil and decent vinegar. And check them out on special, because you will find them on special, and then it's worth buying several of them and putting them into the cupboard.
Goodbye.
Sorry.